Blessed day, everyone. I'm Senorin-Delacruz, your trusted wealth coach, author, and speaker. Welcome to this interview series entitled Nanay Knows Best, inspiring stories of empowered Filipina mothers. Join me for 30 days as I feature and honor mothers who serve their families and their communities with hope, joy, and love. We aim to spread positivity, inspire people to take action, and have faith that we can make it despite this crisis. This is also an advanced celebration for Mother's Day! Our special guest for this episode is married for 13 years to Ancheta, raising two kids, Adam, who is 12 years old, and Layle, who is 9 years old. Also a working mom in PR and external communication. She is also an active in Couples for Christ, serving as cluster leader in East A sector. Currently serving also as National Program Head for Family is a Gift. Let us all welcome on the show, Nanay Layle Ancheta! Hello! Kamusta ka?
It's good. Quarantine, staying here at home.
Even if we are in a lockdown, yan, yung with your beautiful smile, talagang very refreshing and positive pa rin tayo. What are you grateful for today?
Today is really about family. Today is a Saturday and it's a perfect time for weekends. Weekends are family time. I'm grateful for the opportunity, even if we are in quarantine, an opportunity to be able to spend time with family, to be able to also rest because I'm also a working mom. I want to capture weekends as opportunity to really rejuvenate and refresh yourself while, of course, working for the past week. Of course, spending time with the kids.
For the information of our viewers, Layle here is my good friend way back in college, di ba? Sa Miriam. Magkasave,
yes.
We were classmates in first year, no?
Yes, blockmates.
Blockmates.
Year.
Sobrang memorable. Kahit na 1 year lang ang pinagsamahan natin, sobrang memorable tayo noon, di ba? Layle, my first question for you is, what kind of mother are you?
I'm a mix of a strict mom and also a loving mom. I think I'm a combination of both because I know that that's the best legacy you can give your kids when you shower them with love, affirmation, generosity. It's also a legacy that you give them firmness, you give them structure in their work. Discipline is also important. I try to balance both. Of course, it's the role of a husband and wife also plays the different. They look at me as a mom who is loving, but they know that when I say rules, they will always tell me, you're a motivational speaker. You always tell us what to do. You always give us 3 points. When we're having lunch or dinner, I would say, 3 points I want you to learn when you grow up. So they will say, there's the 3 points again. I would always try to impart basic principles in life. I know that they will also learn along the way, but at least you get to share it with them from time to time. A mix of a discipline and a loving mom.
Currently na nasa lockdown, how do you take care of your kids? Kasi they don't have studies, nasa bahay lang din sila. And you naman, work from home din.
The past weeks, we have been keeping a daily schedule, a regular routine that we try to keep as a family. For working, I start work at 9, have breakfast at 8 o'clock, and we try to join the 7:30 workout and exercise of my husband, but sometimes I would normally choose to sleep over it. Sayang yung 30 minutes. In between work, we spend meal times together. So we have breakfast, we have lunch. Our lunch is scheduled at around 2 o'clock, a bit late already because we have snacks in between. Dinner at about 7. Beyond 7, it varies. We have family time, movie nights, game nights, chores night. So it's different on a day-to-day. In the morning, who's in charge of washing the dishes, cleaning the tables. Dalawa lang naman sila, exchange of roles every day. Car washing day, even we don't get use the car and go out. At night, whether it's a movie night or a book reading night, the night ends with a family prayer. So it's basically a routine for the past few weeks.
Ganda yun, no? Yung mga shinare mo na yan. I get to see nga some of your posts sa Facebook, especially nung Holy Week. Parang may mga arts din kayong ginagawa, no? Parang gumawa ba kayo ng art noon? Way of the Cross?
Son is very logical. My daughter is very creative. A lot of the things she likes doing, arts, dancing, we try to build them in the strength and skills that they're really good at. Kung yung isa kong anak, Adam, mahilig yan sa math equation, equations or math problems. We would like to be very logical. We'd like to memorize things. And my daughter's very creative. So during the Holy Week, we said we would be able to practice the actual going to Visita Iglesia or doing the Way of the Cross. Practically, we've been doing that over the past year. So sabi namin, what's the creative way of doing this? My daughter just instantly said, I'll just draw all the stations and then we paste it all over the house. And it was really a very good idea that we appreciated coming from her, only because of course her skill of art is honed, and at the same time we were able to practice our traditional faith during the Holy Week. So it was really very meaningful. It's as meaningful as actually going out in the service, visiting 7 churches doing the cross in the normal ways.
Practical pa yun, Layle, di ba?
Yes.
Very,
it was
very
meaningful.
practical.
This year, we asked them to reflect in each of the stations. So before we move to the next, we asked them their learnings. It was really very personal, very meaningful at that.
I'd like to know, how is your relationship sa bawat anak mo?
For Adam, a mother and son relationship is very sweet. Not as expressive as Kyla, but Adam has his own way of being very loving. Random days, he would just come to the room while I'm working and would just say, I love you, mommy, or he would just bring me water to drink or food drink while working. He would have those benefits, a boy. And I think that's what fathers also show in care of Mel to me. That's what he actually exhibits. Our relationship very intimate, me and Adam. While me and Kyla were like sisters. We're really very close. We play a lot. He wants me to dance with her always. So,
I saw your TikTok.
Pilitan ako mag-TikTok dahil sa passion niya. Not only because my way of reaching out to her, but it's also kasi her passion. So I want her to remember me during these special moments that she feels good when I join her. These are the kind of adjustment you make with a different generation of raising kids. You just really have to be with them, create memories that will last. I remember when I was young, yun din yung mga memories na naalala ko with my mom. The things that I want to do, that she's with me. And I think that's also what I want Kyla to remember, even Adam to remember. When they grow up, they will remember that we were with them, both in their happy times and in their passions also.
Were there instances karon sila ng failures or mistakes like sa school and then they come to you? How do you handle that kind of situation?
For both of them, it's different. Adam is more of a person who finds it difficult to accept defeat or failure because his early days in school is really an achiever. So every time he would experience failure, we would always be there to guide him and affirm him that this will happen at any point in your life. Even if you grow up, you cannot escape failure. It will always be a part of life. We'd always tell him how you accept it and how you become resilient to receive it. My daughter, she's very receptive. She'd always say, mommy, even if I fail in this test, I know that I'll be able to cope up next time. And she's very positive. It's maybe because of her outlook that's very creative, very free, and maybe she's also young. And they also said that girls mature faster than our sons. I see that with Kyla, very matured, very positive as she's growing up. For both of them, that's also what you want them to realize, that life is not easy. Our situation now in COVID is not easy. We might be comfortable in our home, but a lot of people are also struggling. A lot of people are having a difficult time, and if it happens to them, if it happens to us, what we tell them is that we have each other and that we have to press forward and that life is not going to be easy always. We have to step up and we have to be resilient. I think even in this quarantine, maraming teaching moments, maraming opportunities to actually be with them and work with them and talk to them more. Yeah. And siguro that's one thing that we are grateful for with what's happening to us, especially in the family, because we're working 9 to 7 every day. You only have a few hours of the week to be with them. But this time, you're practically with them and we are actually enjoying it.
Diba? First time natin maka-experience talaga ng wala ng traffic.
Hindi ka magpo-commute.
So, medyo flexible naman yung time mo right now if your kids need you out of your work.
We try to separate the mom roles and the work roles in between. Of course, there's also a lot of responsibilities we have to do at work. There's also a discipline that you have to instill. Hindi din madali mag-work from home. Of course, I have teams who are far from me. There are meetings from time to time. We've been trying to put that line to give both work and family time, full concentration and amount of time para balance pa rin. At 6 o'clock, I try my best to move away from the workstation, really spend time with the kids for the rest of the evening. It's like a normal day na pag-uwi mo, just really have to stop everything, work and stay with the family. family na. It's an adjustment in itself also.
So it takes discipline. Kung ano yung priorities na sinet nyo na sa pagdating
Yes.
sa schedule. Dahil may isang story ba or instance wherein you were able to practice that mother knows best or yung tinatawag natin na mother's instinct?
You know, there are a lot of times our kids will not share to us their feelings, not because they're afraid, but because probably they just want to keep it to themselves. Put an effort to get to know your kids more. Even without them saying anything, mababasa mo na sila agad. You will really know their hearts just by looking at their eyes, by looking at their gestures. So for example, in the last quarter of the school year, I know that my daughter was a bit sad because alam niya hindi maging mataas yung grade niya in one of the subjects. And I know that. I can see that na whenever we talk about this subject, she would look down or she would, from a grin, her face would, so makikita mo in the gestures, but she wouldn't say anything. That's where your instinct comes in to go to her room, started talking to her about how do you feel about this subject? Why are you afraid of this subject? Apparently, I realized that she's afraid of failing in this subject. If I wasn't sensitive enough to follow my instinct and willing enough to exert an effort to know what's happening to her, then I wouldn't have been able to unearth ano talagang nararamdaman niya. And so, learning moments, but also instinct moments of a mother. We know it if we know our kids well. Instinct also happens, not just hindi lang siya magic but it's also because you know your kids. You see them grow up, you see their attitude and character. It's a cautious awareness also on our end. Journey with them, dadating din yung point siguro pag binatadalaga na, mas hindi na magkukwento. But I wanted to be their door to run to pag kailangan nila. It's always about presence and availability and being also a sponge to everything they feel, you know. Minsan gusto ko lang magkwento lang sila ng magkwento without judging or without saying anything. Yung, just tell me what happened in the day and then not saying anything. You just want me to be an absorber of their feelings and their emotions, and that's a practice that you want them to do as they grow up para mas open, para hindi mag-lock yung communication doors namin. And I think for us, me and my husband are very cautious of that. We cannot say anything and just listen so that they'd be more open. Yesterday, we were discussing over table na, oh, you have to tell us all your crushes, ha? Even when you're big, you have to tell us who's your crush, who has a crush on you. So we're trying to set the pace already to openness and to light discussions, that these things you don't keep from us because we'll be there to tease you, we'll be there to help you, but we're also starting to set ground rules and some policies as they grow up. One step at a time also.
I'm sure because of the community then, no, you get to be mentored on things on how to communicate effectively with your kids, how to discipline them. Other instances ba dahil na yung mga anak mo up to this age, nag-aaway pa rin ba?
It's always a normal life in the family to always hear them, count each other's tasks, look after each other's mistakes. Yeah, normal yan. She did that yesterday, she did do this yesterday. So we always hear them. But we always tell them at the end of the day, you're brothers and sisters. You have to love each other. You have to look after each other. Again, we try as much to maximize these opportunities for teaching them principles they live by as they grow old. A lot of the things I do now, I will always remember that. Mga tinuro ng mommy at daddy ko. Kahit tanda na ako, when I make a decision, naaalala ko yung mga talagang teaching times. Even these are memories that I kept through years. And they say that's in Couples for Christ, we call that family culture. A culture you were raised to, you also bring that with you. And so dito sa atin, now that I have kids, I also have an opportunity to create my own family culture, which my family will be able to bring in, my kids will be able to bring in when they grow up. And when it's also their turn to raise their own families, then they can also create that culture built from their previous culture, which is us now. So it's a passed-on legacy na kaya maraming families, they say it's always, the family is always the smallest unit of the society, but it is the most important simply because whatever you plant here, it's something that they will bring in for the rest of their lives. So sa akin ako, I fully believe in that and I'm an advocate of that also.
Each one of you kasi may family culture na kinalakihan, di ba? So like si
Yes.
Romel, meron, ikaw din, no? So, ano nyo binild yung family culture nyo? Pinag-usapan nyo ba muna yan? Or as time goes by na lang na-develop yung culture?
You're raised 35, 40 years in another family, and I was raised in a different family. When you put that together, that's going to be a combination or a chaotic combination of cultures. But of course, maybe because we're in a community like Couples for Christ who supports married couples and who guides them, especially in the early years of marriage, mas naging madali sa amin to define our own. We also have, for example, what are important things to me that has to be important to him, family tradition, birthdays, prayer time, going to church. It's easy for us to blend through the years to identify which culture is it that we want to build in our own. We are also blessed that we both came from very good families. Daling combination na yun, but doesn't stop us from defining our own. The culture we want to do every Sunday is a mass. There's no TV in the living rooms because TV is family time. So may mga ganun kaming culture that we are creating. Christmas will be celebrated both our parents while they're both still alive. While we have our own home to celebrate Christmas and New Year's, yun yung culture na gusto namin. Our kids spend time with their grandparents. Regular visits to them is also a part of it. Going to church and to community. Yeah, so marami, but it wasn't difficult. We are blessed to be raised by good families, but we're also blessed to be supported by a community that will journey with us in our marriage. Sure, if kami lang, it's not easy, but I believe it takes a community to raise a family.
I truly believe in that as well, no? Kasi, syempre, nasa same community tayo. And I always believe na talagang if there is a problem in the family, yes, you can resolve it within the family. It doesn't necessarily have to go into social media, di ba, yung mga ganyan. But you seek mentors then, or the people that you can trust when it comes to this kind of problems, and then eventually these things will be solved. What is that best advice you can give to struggling mothers out there? Like moms, thus they're not used to being at home with their kids.
I think it's important to separate our mom roles from our corporate roles. While it's very difficult to do that in quarantine, especially a lot of companies are not so used to the setup that we have today. Prices, they would still be very demanding. They would create tools that will ensure that we're all working at home. What's important is to be able to separate it. We will give both full concentration on family life and work life. It's about striking the perfect balance to what are really important things to us. I think one of the things that this quarantine has taught me personally is understand what's really important to us. And for me, it's really family. Of course, our family life in relation to our life with the Lord. It's also that the family is really the reason why you're stretching yourselves to go to work every day. Parang you go back to your ultimate purpose. I think this quarantine has made me realize that even more. Don't want to miss the chance na 2 months sa quarantine, pero halos hindi mo nakasama yung mga bata. And I think that's going to be a miss on our end as young moms, because we're already given an opportunity like this to be with them, and we just really have to grasp it and take every moment of it and really maximize and use this crisis as an opportunity to be closer to our families and our kids.
I'm interested to know pala, Layle, as a family, what have you done to help out in the community right now na may ganito tayong situation?
Couples for Christ has been organizing opportunities to help our brothers and sisters who also lost their jobs out of this crisis. We have also been donating to hospitals. Try to do our simple ways. Even kasing laki ng mga ibang companies, but we have helped certain hospitals send out food to some of our hospital friends. We've also been helping out PPEs. I have a classmate from Miriam who is organizing donations for PPEs for several hospitals. So these small efforts can make a difference. Of course, we want to start close to home. People who we know are having a difficult time right now, not just financially, but people who need support, emotional support. We avail of this Zoom online opportunities to get to talk to people who are probably having a difficult time right now. So, maraming ways para makatulong, and even our kids, we teach them that we are very blessed, but at the same time, we are only blessed because we are called to be able to help others who need it. Vision is to live love and live loving, meaning we want to continue to live being loved by each other, but at the same time, the higher call is to be loving and of service to others. So the COVID crisis right now is really a perfect opportunity to exemplify that as a family also.
It's a matter of perspective talaga no? If you look into and focus on the problem, nothing will happen. But if you will see what's behind it, what are the solutions that we can get opportunities, di ba? Mas maganda. Okay.
Maraming opportunities to help, and it's really about our willingness to give it out and share it. And I think one of the things we can share our families and our children is the gift of generosity. Because generosity is not something they will learn in school. Generosity is something that they will witness. We as parents can show them also on a day-to-day basis.
Role model talaga no? So, essentially, they be like one. Is that one life lesson or value that you want your kids to remember from you?
Life is about journeying towards your holiness and towards your life with the Lord. Because everything will have a purpose and a meaning. Me and Romel, our greatest legacy is for them to know Christ. It's the greatest thing we can give them. We can teach them, school will probably teach them excellence. Corporate life will teach them that. But loving God is something that they will carry on. Everything else follows. Resilience, strength, endurance, generosity, all other values follows. It's a difficult thing to teach, loving God, because the world tells otherwise. The world can tell something else. But if you plant that in the seeds of your children, then you know that their life will have greater purpose and greater meaning.
Perfect. Talagang naman talaga dapat ang inuuna sa lahat. Everything else will follow.
We're blessed that you have young couples who are also struggling, but at the end of the day, you hang on and say, you keep moving forward because your marriage and your family will always be a gift. Sarap mabuhay with other families also, knowing that it's not easy. You journey together, you struggle together, and you work out life together. I hope other families will also feel the same. Yung pag-raise ng family, hindi siya madali, but it could be easier if you have other families to work with.
Any special message sa mga mothers natin? Lapit ng Mother's Day.
To all the mothers, continue to be a light. We are to our homes. Light meaning is a symbol of hope, especially in this crisis now. Our children, whether they're with you or they're away from you, needs someone to be a light and a hope. We can extend our prayers to them. We continue to be a symbol of their strength. Our role as moms now is to be anchor of the home together with their families. Continue to bring hope in this situation. Whatever situation your families have right now, be a source of unity to them. Be a source of prayer and a source of inspiration and encouragement that this too shall pass, matatapos din to, and we will rise together as a family stronger. And I think a lot of our kids or a lot of our husbands even need to hear that from us as mothers. And I think that's the kind of role we need to play. And the role of being a light becomes real at this particular point in the crisis of the country and the families are facing today.
Thank you for that beautiful message from you, Layle. I'm sure maraming mga mothers ang pulot na wisdom from you. If you need to contact Layle for any help in terms of you need a person to listen to you, this time, magaling na listener yan. Then, aside from speaker na, listener din yan. Okay? So the reason naman that we are doing this online show, is really to inspire more people, that to give hope to them as well, that despite this crisis, we can make it and can be a source of light to others. Layle, thank you very much for spending time to do this interview, and I'm sure maraming mga mommies out there ang na-inspire mo, and hopefully, evangelize natin sila at mag-join sa Couples for Christ.
Yeah. It's important to grow and raise a family with other families.
Okay, there you have it, friends. You have heard the wonderful story of Nanay Layle and her family. Join us again next episode for Nanay Knows Best. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.